Okay, so here's why wanting to be an actor for years is actually a warning sign. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, this is a true story. I had somebody who literally took a decade to come and learn to be a professional actor, even though they knew much earlier on that they wanted to do it. What actually happened, first of all, was her dad was looking around for her because he knew that she was interested in becoming an actor, but she hadn't really done anything about it. So he signed up to receive my emails, and he was receiving them for years, like 5-6 years. And then eventually he said, look, I think you should subscribe and get them, because he was basically getting emails and forwarding them on to her. And he said, look, if you want to still receive them, sign up on Brian's website and get them. So she did. And then another 4 or 5 years went by. So it was it was just over a decade, I believe, in total, from her thinking, I want to do this, I want to be an actor, to actually making it happen. Now, there's all kinds of reasons about why it didn't happen sooner, of course. There's various life stuff that comes up, and there's various reasons about why it might not happen sooner. But here's the thing, it doesn't go away. And so when you realize that you want to do it and you don't do it, and years pass, that's not a sign of seriousness. It's a sign of like that you're actually delaying and you're postponing or putting it to one side, which is actually a decision at the end of the day as well, right? Now, if you want to become an actor, it's not the right decision, because eventually that itch must be scratched, right? Because if you want to be an actor, there is a driving force in you that says, I've got to do this. I really want to do this. So just delaying it and putting it off actually doesn't get rid of it. So here's what needs to happen, is that you need to just make the decision. Now, of course, in making the decision, you have to, and when the word decision itself, if you break it down, like incision, to cut off, basically you're cutting off other routes, right? And that's part of the reason it's uncomfortable, because you think, well, actually, I can stay safe, I can stay secure in what I'm doing. Becoming an actor or trying to become an actor seems a bit risky. I've cut myself off from the other things that I might want to do. But here's the thing at the end of the day, is that if you have that driving urge to act, then, nothing is going to replace it. And you have to basically move forward with it as soon as you know that that's what you want to do, right? Because otherwise, 10 years passes and then you do it. Now, this person in particular came up to me after she had trained with me, because she did, after that period, come and train with me. And at the end of it, she said, you know what, Brian, I wish I'd done this sooner. I wish I'd done it years before. I wish I could tell you the amount of people that have actually trained with me that have said exactly the same thing. They've, for whatever reason, delayed it, put it off, but then it's come back with a vengeance and have said, right, I'm not delaying it anymore, I'm just doing it. But here's the thing, is that potentially by delaying it by years, there's years you're cutting off the possibility of acting within those years, right? And using those years productively as an actor and getting into the work. So that's why it's a warning sign, right? Because you don't want to normalize the idea that, that you're not doing it. It's like, it's easy to convince yourself, actually, you know what, for whatever reason, whatever the story is that you might be telling yourself about it, and you just put it to one side and you kind of push it down. But it's going to come back. If you're really an actor and you really want to do this, it's not going anywhere. I can tell you that for a fact. So you might as well start now and put your best foot forward. Now, of course, you might be worried about, am I good enough? Do I have the talent? Do I have the ability? Well, here's what you got to remember, is that acting is a very learnable skill. It's not just about having God-given talent. Obviously, having an aptitude, a desire to act are key. But at the end of the day, it's a learnable skill. And the quicker that you get that into your head, it allows you to basically to make the decision. Because I think a lot of people put it off because they think, I don't know if I've got the talent. But, in the beginning, nobody starts with the talent of Daniel Day-Lewis, right? They all start the talent of a beginner, including him. And they develop and they build their artistic ability. That's what needs to happen here. So that's what I would suggest to you if you feel that you're in that situation. Now, you might be in a 9-to-5 job, for example. I certainly was before I became an actor. I worked in a bank. And you know what? I tried to convince myself, actually, that was a good place for me to stay. And it wasn't. I hated it every minute that I was there. I didn't like it. So But eventually, and quite quickly, I have to say, I got to the point where I thought, I can't do this the rest of my life. I knew what I wanted to do, and I started moving towards it. So that's what I suggest you do. And just remember, that if you've been wanting to do this for years, alarm bells should be ringing really around that. Because like some people say, well, I wanted to be an actor for years and years. Thinking then is preordained or destined. Well, it's only preordained or destined if there's action involved in it. Thinking about it, wanting it isn't enough. It's like, well, what's the steps that are going to need to be taken in order to realize it? So there we go. Something to think about. Speak to you on the next one.